morning. As you can see, we're in the library of Clonard Monastery. It's a very rich library. It has all sorts of things. It's not the entire collection of the Clonard books. There are many others in other parts of the monastery itself. What I want to talk to you about this morning is something I'm very fond of, a hymn. I actually like going back and looking at some hymns that are very dear to me. And this one that I'm going to take this morning it's always a very popular hymn. You wouldn't expect a hymn to be sung, for example, at the English FA Football Association match on a Saturday. And this one has been sung, I think, since about 1927. It's called Abide With Me. It's particularly appropriate at this time of the year because of the number of celebrations of the armistice, of the people who died in the war, and remembering who they were and praying for them and being part and parcel of that great act of remembrance. And so that is why I want to talk to you this morning a little bit about this lovely hymn, Abide With Me. Let's just take the first lines of it. Abide with me, fast falls the eventide. Well, if you look at it very closely, it's actually in some ways echoing the conversation of the disciples of Jesus on the way to Emmaus. They ask him to stay with them because the evening is now fast spent. Fast falls the eventide. And he's not prepared to do that. He wants something else to happen. And what he wants to happen is for them to see something of the great light of God. It's a very hopeful hymn. It's a hymn that sees when other helpers fail and comforts flee. Help of the helpless, oh, abide with me. The second verse has that same idea of how our lives are always changing. Swift to its close, ebbs out life's little day. Earth's joys grow dim, its glories pass away. Change and decay and all around I see. O thou who changest not, abide with me. So we're asking God again to abide with us, to stay with us, even though it looks as if our lives are getting short. We may suffer from illness and from a shortness of life, and we then ask God to be with us at that time. Finally, the third little verse. Hold thou thy cross before my closing eyes. Shine through the gloom and point me to the skies. There's always something about that final mystery of where we will be with God. On this little hymn, as I said, of the mystery of the cross, the mystery of life, so appropriate for these days at the end of November, at the end of October, beginning of November, when we begin to think of how the future is going to shape us, especially in this time of the pandemic. We really don't know what's going on, do we? It's one of the frightening things about this time, that we are so fragile. And we do, in a way, trust in God and act with confidence in God and His word for us. So let's wish ourselves well as we celebrate these days of the time of waiting and preparation for the coming of God. Amen. God bless you.